All right, so part one of the warm up. As I said before in the previous section, the warm up is really important. There's lots of people, really smart people on Instagram, all over the internet, who will tell you a warm up is not necessary. And there's lots of equally smart people who tell you a warm up is necessary. For me, I fall under the camp that it is absolutely necessary because as personal trainers, for the most part, we're dealing with the average adult who does not work out, does not want to work out. They're not athletes. They're not athletic at all. They're just overweight people or out of shape people. They're trying to become healthier. They want to lower their blood pressure. They want to feel better. They just don't want to deal with aches and pains anymore. Now, if you are dealing with higher level athletes, a traditional warm up of something that I'm going to cover may not be necessary. However, I strongly suggest most people warm up because at the worst, you're wasting 5 to 10 minutes of someone's life, and at the best, you're going to help them get out of pain. Now, I'm not saying you're a doctor and you're going to get people out of pain. However, warming up properly is very beneficial for a lot of different reasons, which we'll get into right now. So when it comes to warming up, I always like to start with some form of diaphragmatic breathing. And this will be covered a little bit more in another video. But diaphragmatic, what exactly it is, all that, what a good diaphragmatic breath looks like, what it looks like as part of the warm-up, all that will be covered more in depth in another video under diaphragmatic breathing. But in short, diaphragmatic breathing, it just helps people reset their nervous system, helps start activating their core. It helps kind of get them a little bit in the mindset that they're about to start working out. And it's very beneficial because if you're doing diaphragmatic breathing properly, your core will turn on, as I said, it'll start firing a little bit better. It'll also help your body relax a little bit more, and you'll be able to gain a little bit more range of motion. So just a really bad demonstration of what I mean is when you do a deep diaphragmatic breath, your core turns on a little bit. So let's just say I haven't done anything warm up yet, and like this is my range of motion overhead when I'm lifting my arm. Again, this is a really bad example, but so now I've done my 5 to 10 diaphragmatic breaths, and now my range of motion is a little bit higher because my core is firing. So I have a lot more stability here, which is going to provide a lot more stability at my shoulder, which allows my shoulder and my arm to move through a greater range of motion than it otherwise could. So this is really powerful stuff, and it may sound a little woo-woo or a little crazy. There's a lot of scientific evidence from this, and you don't need to do any sort of crazy different diaphragmatic breathing techniques when it comes down to it. There's a lot of techniques that are very high level, high advanced. People having you tap your feet or have your feet up on a wall. Really, all you need to do is just have your clients on their back or on their belly, just as breathing as deeply as possible. And it's really just going to help start turning the core on, get them really set up for a lot of success for the rest of the workout.